Welcome back to the Dropped Outdoors podcast. Landon, you beautiful son of a gun. How are we living, my friend?
Oh, fantastic. As usual, which I try to. Been a little irritable this week for some reason.
Yeah, you've been a cantankerous old bastard.
And multiple people have told me that, so I'm going to go ahead and believe that it's true.
I normally like to talk trash to you, just to talk trash to you. But whenever I told you that last night, that came from the heart. I was like, dude, you're being like a 16-year-old schoolgirl and just snapping at everybody. Like, you're a cantankerous old bastard right now.
I think I would have gone with like 65-year-old man, like get off my yard. But I mean, I guess you could say 16-year-old girl.
Putting you and man in the same sentence is still it's kind of weird.
Hey. You've been trying to hurt my feelings since you've got here. So maybe you're trying to get that side out.
Is that what it is? I'm over here poking the bear and don't even realize it. I haven't been known to make smart decisions in my life, so I can see, it's just kind of subconscious now. I just walk around poking the bear, getting the worst out of everybody.
Just seeing what you can come up with. Oh,
my wife always tells me I bring out the worst in her, so maybe it's just everybody I'm around. I just bring out the worst in everybody.
Just pushing buttons, I guess. Oh, man.
So how was your week? Was it as bad as the concert week, or
No. It was a good week. I don't know what it is, but I'm sleeping less and less. So now it's starting to be like, oh, go to bed at midnight or go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm waking up at 5 and I'm like, I don't know. It may be sleep. I'm going to bank on sleep and I'm just going to hope that I get more this week, but I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, see, I just yawned.
Hey, stop that shit.
No
We've
shit.
still got an hour and a half.
We have an hour and 29 minutes left.
No, it was a good week. Man, it was busy. Got a bunch of sales done and was just running around delivering stuff at the end of the week. So
that always makes it nice, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just driving, radio, thinking about life and all of its lessons that we didn't listen to the first time it went past us. But say that is the one thing that I'm not going to say sucks with my job, but kind of sucks with my job. I'm on the road a lot, which is cool. I like that part.
Yeah.
But I don't do any delivery or anything. I'm literally go shake babies, kiss hands, and then it just gets shipped straight to their doorstep, and I don't have to ever touch it or look at it again other than forwarding an email or two.
Yeah. So you're more or less like you don't get any mindless time because you're always bouncing from one place to another, and you've got to get ready for each customer and this and that. I mean, my Thursday and Friday was pretty much mindless. It was just go run out and deliver.
You actually have a schedule. That's what I like about it. Like where I'm at right now, I've set up a schedule. I think of 3 or 4, I would say prime customers I want to get or talk to or try to get into, whatever it is. But then I always canvas the area.
Yeah.
So I might go on like Google Maps and get down on Street View, and I'll get into like an industrial area. And I'm like, all right, I'm visiting this person. So what's within the next 5 or 6 miles?
Yeah.
And then if I see 3 other businesses there, I might be able to do anything. I just go walk in.
Heck yeah.
So it kind of sucks sometimes because you walk into one that you can sell to, then you walk into 4 that they're like, dude, we don't even buy insulation. Like, what are you talking? We're an ice cream shop, whatever it is. Honestly, the ice cream shop's just because I'm fat and I wanted to smell it. But
I don't blame you.
No, but that's where it's there's no mindless to it. Like it has to be kind of structured. But whenever you're delivering, I have to go to this location, this location, this location, this location all the day. Time don't really matter unless they want it in the morning or in the afternoon. And you're just driving and dropping shit off and
yep.
Hey, hi, how's your mama and them? See you later.
Rocking and rolling. And for the most part, you probably won't see but a couple people all day. So you really don't have to like get yourself prepared or like set up what you're gonna what your pitch is gonna be for that day.
But I guess the bright side with mine is once I get it built up and rolling, like Fridays, I can make that legit like a golf day or something.
Yeah.
Like or fishing or whatever.
Whatever your customers are into.
We do lunch quite a bit, but as far as that on a Friday, no one likes meeting on Fridays.
No.
Nobody. So you can just cut that out to find a good customer that's doing $50,000, $60,000 a month with you. Hey, let's go play some golf.
Yep.
And then it makes for an easy Friday. I just got to get to that point. I'm not like you. I just can't walk in and throw it on the desk and be like, no, you're my customer now. And they're like, yes, daddy.
Hey, just years of doing it. You get enough people on your side, and it gets around.
I just wish I could talk to people like you do.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
My anxiety.
I don't think you could fumble over that many words in a minute.
All right, let's be honest right here. Be vulnerable, okay? Don't be an asshole and act like a hard ass. How many times, and this is to customers, and I don't want like new customers you've had for like a month. I'm talking like people you've known for years, customers. How many strokes do you have a conversation, do you think, to this day?
It's a lot better with people that I know pretty well, like the older ones that I don't know as well, but like they know the industry. I do get a little nervous, and I do try to like watch what I say, but then that just turns into me stumbling over shit, and I'm like, and I spit something out, and eventually they're like, yeah, sure, whatever you said.
You know what always screws me up is the exact opposite. You try to plan out the conversation and try to think about it and try to relax what you say. I don't have that filter. So I'll walk into a brand new person and be like, oh man, you went to Oklahoma? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, they suck. I just told an Oklahoma alumni that's all about Oklahoma they suck. And I'm like, oh man, my bad. They're like, you a UT fan? No.
No, I just like
you're just an asshole.
Just like pushing buttons, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine that
just
one.
pushing buttons. I mean, I have to say, I'm never going to have to worry who my true friends are.
Oh, no.
Because if you can put up with me for
any amount of time.
Yeah, any amount of time. If you ever come to the conclusion I like him, we're going to be golden for life. It's just getting to that conclusion, because that's the sketchy part.
Oh,
getting
shit.
past that.
I guess that's the perks of literally growing up my whole life with you, is like I never had to worry about that, because what the hell are you going to say in kindergarten?
Bro, and it's so funny because you're so kind of calm, laid back. You don't get mad. You don't do anything crazy. I'm the exact opposite. I get pissed off all the time. I'm fucking high strung. I do some stupid crap. Let's be honest. Not just saying stuff. Give me a beer and, hey, yeah. Dusty, you won't do this. Oh, whatever. Watch me. Like, I'm dumb. And then we meet people, because I talk to you worse than I do almost anybody other than Bradley or maybe even Kevin. You and Kevin are pretty on par, but Bradley may take the cake.
Yeah, for sure.
But I talk more shit to you than anybody. And there's all these people like, Dusty hurts my feelings, blah, 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 blah. And then I start talking to you, and they're looking at you like, how are y'all friends? You're like, oh, you just got to talk back to him. Like,
yeah.
He don't mean anything by it. You can make fun of him just as bad as he's making fun of you. He ain't gonna get mad.
You just turn it around, go at him a little bit. It'd be all right.
Yeah. He'll start giggling and start wheezing with his fat ass laugh, and then he's done. He just loses his breath.
Yep.
So I guess to get back to off doors, since we got off topic like we always do, we a squirrel.
Yeah, always.
How are the cameras looking? I've been a piece of crap. I haven't seen them in like 2 weeks. My feeder is still empty. Just, you know, it's one of those times.
Those real good bucks that we thought we were going to have there, just MIA. I hadn't seen nothing out of them, any of that. But no, on my end.
I go from 20 deer a day to like 2.
Yeah, they just roll up, and then the only time they show up is in the fog, so you can't hardly tell what the hell it is. Is that a goddamn Bigfoot, or what the hell is that?
I'll get them back. Here's my fault. I'll get them back.
No, it won't take too long. You just throw some feed in there. They'll come back around. But on my cameras right now, we've got, turkeys are still coming in on both the back pasture here, and then that other pasture we have access to. Had a couple there. Still no big toms. Hadn't seen that one since that day that I missed him by about 10 minutes.
Ain't got no danglers anymore.
I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. Gotta go to lunch, but I want to get out there and get an hour in of turkey hunting. And gosh damn, if he didn't turn around and show up 10 minutes after I left, and then hadn't come back since. But
in my perspective of that, it was so funny just because I'm apologizing right now if y'all can hear the vibrations. We posted a TikTok and we are going kind of mini viral right now.
Yeah.
My phone is almost dead, and I charged it this morning on the way over here, and it's all because of TikTok. So if you want to hop on and go comment and talk trash to us, there's a perfect video for it, because what are we up, 10,000 views this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Roughly?
At least. I think it's sitting at like 17,700 or 8,000 or 18,000 right now.
I think I went to bed with 3,000. So, so if y'all hear vibrating, I'm sorry. I'm doing everything I can to give it away from the mic. So where was I going?
You were going. We just talked about the turkeys. Hell, I don't know where you was going. If I'm being honest.
I don't either. So we ain't got no danglers.
Yep, no danglers. We are starting to grow some antlers though.
Yeah, you said that. Well, I saw that one at mine 3 weeks ago because I stopped feeding. That had some little nubs on him, but yours are getting.
Yeah, they're about. I think one of them is like 2.5 inches, and then everything is like a little bit lower than that. But they're coming out.
2.5 inches. That's huge.
Huge.
That's what I tell my
massive. One might say, but not me.
You sounded like Donald Trump right there, and it got me. Huge and massive.
Yep.
Some would say the greatest ever.
But so they're coming in, and I'm actually already starting to be able to tell which deer is which.
Oh, okay.
Like one of them has some notches in their ear, almost like it had a tag. They didn't. It's been around for 7 years. I've seen the
You would know.
since it was a baby. But he's been in a fight or barbed wire fence or a coyote got a hold of him or something because both ears have cuts in it. But I've seen him, and then there's one other one. I was like, hey, I know that deer. So it's cool seeing him come back.
Do we have
around.
any that's looking like prospects out here? We've talked about the few at my house. We haven't really ever talked about your house with.
I haven't got good enough. So I changed it to videos, and I'm not getting good enough, like, when they're looking in the right direction for me to be like, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Give it 2 weeks, and they'll start to be 4 or 6 inches long. You know,
Yeah.
real big.
No, that's just way too big.
Too much.
Way too big.
But so they'll get there, and then that's whenever I think we're going to be able to tell for sure, like, hey, that one is crazy.
There is a few big body boys, though.
Yeah.
So hopefully they mature, I guess is, I don't know exactly what the word is I'm looking for. Because they're big body. They're already pretty mature, but hopefully they sprout.
It's so hard to tell around here. Everybody's like, oh, I can age a deer. I can age a deer. That 9-year-old deer that I have now, guarantee you throw that thing in front of somebody and they're gonna be like, oh, he's 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. They're not gonna say 9 because you just can't tell.
Yeah. Well, say there's that one is that the one with the baby face?
No, that's a different one. I hadn't seen him
that
yet,
one. That one confused the shit out of me. And I mean, another thing, because I usually call you on my whitetail, like, what are you thinking? This, that, and the other. And when you text me and was like, how old do you think this deer is? I was like, brother, I don't fucking know. I ask you these questions, like, what is going on? And then I started looking at it, and that thing's, I mean, it's a buff ass deer, like he's all beefed up, and then his face looks like he's freaking still got spots on him. It's weird as shit. Yeah, I'm ready to see him.
Yeah,
full bloom.
You know, I hadn't seen him. I mean, he lost his antlers, and then I had that span where I didn't have my feeders going because of the squirrels, or I guess raccoons maybe.
Yeah, but say Landon has a couple of raccoons that climb his feeder and just rip out the wiring, and it makes me laugh.
I've tried to make that thing as tall as, like, there's not very many feeders that are taller than my feeder is. It's straight up, and at the top of it, you're talking about 10.5, 11 feet off the ground, and they still get into the wiring.
They just crawl upside down, like army crawl upside down to it. And the only thing I can think of is they're reaching over to try to hit the spinner, like try to get something, and like they fall or something. They catch that wiring.
That's what I expect is the main issue there.
We need to get a full video of that because I think that could be freaking hilarious.
I think it would be great. I've had them where they're like laid over on their back whenever it takes a picture, and I'm like, he fell.
Yeah, you didn't like that, did you?
Oh yeah, but no, that's about it right now. I mean, other than squirrels and crows and all that good shit.
The normal shit.
Yep, everything that's there all the time anyways.
You know what isn't there right now?
Us?
Hogs.
Yeah, no. Well,
we have a few, but they're
showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in on hunting. I don't know if I'm that in on hunting.
No, I would be there at 3
I don't know at what point I'm going to find myself awake enough to be like, yep, that's what I'm going to go do.
I don't know at what point you decided to give your man card to your wife and decide you're not a man anymore. Because I do believe whenever you were single and I had just gotten married and had a son, we would stay out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, my son in a car seat in the back of the truck and my wife driving us around. And you were perfectly all in on it. And now you're like, 12:15.
Well, it's a little different. Like, cool if we were running around Spotlight and that's one thing. But then to like go have to sit in the blind until 3 a.m. I'm just probably gonna fall asleep anyways.
Well, let's not sit in the blind. Let's go pack into the fucking brush
Just go
somewhere.
walk in.
And with those mesquite thorns out there, ain't nobody sleeping.
Yeah, that ain't no shit.
I mean, I
Stab you in the
still
ass
have one
anyways.
that's 3.5 inches sticking out of my butt cheek from turkey hunting the other day. Like that thing, I was in a bad place. Bad place.
It was rough. Yeah, once it got daylight, I was like, well, this was dumb.
Yeah, let's move.
Who
Why are we
picked this
sitting?
spot?
Yeah. Can we walk around yet?
Oh shit.
So you want to go into the little little event we got to go to?
Yeah, we can do that. What is there anything you had any questions on yesterday? I guess I could go into it and explain it right from the
I would say
beginning.
let's let everybody know what we did first. I
So
guess.
basically yesterday, Bauer Precision out of Denton, Texas, put on a suppressor shoot with SilencerCo. So I guess SilencerCo probably sent them a bunch of suppressors. Hey, use these as demos. Let everybody test them out. So we went to a range. What was the name of that?
Fossil Point Gun Range, I do
Fossil
believe.
Point. So yeah, that was up in Decatur.
Shout out Fossil Point. If I got your name wrong, I apologize. I'll get it right next time.
You got it right.
Okay.
I remember the sign now, but I was just in my head. I couldn't come up with a name. Visual learner. It
Yeah.
sucks.
I'm usually pretty good with remembering, but right now I'm like hazy.
I'm tired from last night. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we went up there and they had a bunch of guns laid out and all this other stuff. And then like there was some optics dealers there and the suppressor dealers, and then just a bunch of guys that got together and they were testing out suppressors and shit. And it was pretty cool.
There's a lot of cool ass dudes there.
Yep.
Like everybody was clicking with your tism.
Oh yeah.
I was so left out in the dark because I'm just not that person, and y'all were all. I'm talking that there's so much testosterone going on that if a girl would have showed up just to say hi or drop off cookies, she would have left pregnant. Didn't even have to look or talk to anybody. Like y'all were all kinds of up in an outrage over this.
Oh man, there was some cool shit there. I was disappointed that you weren't more interested whenever I got you to shoot the almost full auto MP5.
The MP5.
That thing was cool.
That was fun. It was. I actually had more fun shooting the 44 Magnum lever action and the shotgun. I know those are very basic, very whatever. The 12 gauge itself, though, with that can on it, can you bring your bottle into the camera?
Yeah.
So the can on that thing, and I'm not exaggerating, it was about the size of his water bottle.
Yeah.
And you look at that, you're thinking, damn, on a 12 gauge, that's going to be heavy as shit. But I picked that thing up and it's still stock heavy. Like it wasn't like it was pulling me forward or anything like that. It was still back on the shoulder, very maneuverable. I mean, it did add 14 inches.
Yeah, it was long.
It was long, but I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. And then you fire one off. You feel your normal little pop up a 12 gauge. I hate saying that it has any kind of kick because I don't feel like a shotgun really has a kick.
No.
I mean, a lot of people that don't shoot guns probably tell me I'm an idiot and I'm a dumbass. But when you've shot what we've shot, not too bad.
No.
But with ears on, I could hardly hear it.
Yeah, no, you had to take the ears off to really.
I mean, it was there when ears off. And it wasn't, I mean, like you said, that's why they call them suppressors and not silencers. Which you can go into that if you want to here in a minute. But that thing was
I'm
dope.
gonna stop you real quick.
Okay.
So ears.
Oh yeah, my bad.
We call them ears, but it's just earmuffs. So basically, you kind of stop some of the percussion from the gun and the noise and stuff from like ruining your hearing.
It makes you where you're not like landing at 35 years old.
Exactly.
And can't hear anything.
We've now resorted to wearing them sometimes.
Did I just have my first moment where I just talked over something and didn't explain it? I'm usually really good at catching
You're really
you.
good. And so that one I was like sitting there and I was like, okay, well, it's basically like these, but we call them ears.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like almost everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just like a suppressor is a can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's just short for ear protection is all it is.
Yeah. Like, throw them on. Most of the time, most people have really good ones where, like, normal talking, you can hear it. But, like, I guess the loudness of the gun is just too high of a decibel. It just cuts it out.
As soon as a decibel goes up, it cuts anything out over that.
But that's what the ears are. But with the ears on, could hardly hear it. You take them off. It still had a pop to it, but nothing crazy. But that lever action, my God, brother. Like, I had a kickstand. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I couldn't have shot that thing enough. Like,
No, it's
I'm buying
that's
one.
that's what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll definitely run up there to Bauer, talk to them, see what lever action they suggest, and then what can they suggest to do the same, because my God.
Bauer, if I'll come out and make everybody laugh for the next 10 shoots and events you have.
They'll stand up.
I will be your mascot. Hook a brother up. 44 Magnum, 300 blackout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. Put a suppressor on there. Get with our boy Caleb and get, what was that freaking optic that he had? Oh, I can't remember what it was called. That thing was dope. We have videos of it.
Let me get the model name real quick, and then I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, he was with Infratech. That's so hard to say. But he was showing off an optic that was out there, and it was absolutely insane. Little bitty. It had pretty much a touch screen on it.
That thing looked, dude, they make it in FDE. That is sick.
You can't talk about it when they can't see it.
I know. I was working on it.
Sorry, everybody. Landon's Tizzle got the best of him on that one.
That thing is bad. Like,
That
they
thing
didn't
was
have
dope.
that one. Go back.
They just had the straight black one, did they not?
That bitch had it on a pistol.
Yeah, he said you could put it on anything. But this thing has like a touch screen, like an iPhone. And you can literally swap through like thermal. What all did it have? Night vision?
No, it's just thermal, but you can change the color. So if you want something black hot, so that it's black.
Oh, okay.
it's
So
the
that's
hot,
what the ups were?
or the different colors.
I thought it would switch stuff when you went sideways.
Oh, no,
what
no,
was it switching sideways? I was recording there. You were talking to him.
So it changes the reticle. So it changes from like a crosshair
Oh, you could do your triangle.
to a red dot. to
Whatever the fuck.
The old donut of death.
The old donut. Dude.
It's so hard to like. These pictures really don't do it justice to me, because it's like it's so much more badass than like.
I wish we could find a video of it. Like that right there.
There we go.
Where it's
I can
showing
pull
it.
that. I can pull that. Window capture.
Dude, that thing's just nasty.
It is so freaking cool.
But drop one of those
It's over at that point.
on the 44, and then
Yeah.
that's really all you need. Like,
Look at that shit.
I mean, you could put that on there with another small scope if
Yeah,
you
you
wanted
could do
to.
an
Like
LPVO, like that guy was talking about. It's a LPVO. I think that's what it's called.
with the diving board.
Yeah. that's the mount. But yeah, so it's basically just a standard. Well, I don't have one in here. It's on the other gun. That's the one that misses, but it still hits shit. That one.
The one that never misses.
Yeah. It never misses.
But go ahead and go over this optic for them.
Yeah, so basically it is a pistol size optic that it's a thermal scope. And you're talking.
Can we get in there?
There we go. So basically it's about this size right here, but it provides thermal, so you can go pitch black and be looking down your pistol like you normally would, but then you have thermal everywhere you go. And it has range like out to 250 yards. We were standing way off away from the range and able to hold it up, and it would range like you could see everybody out there perfectly. So if you're looking for hogs and that kind of stuff, it's going to be great.
Anything, I mean, spotlighting, any kind of predator hunting you would do.
Oh yeah.
Any kind of small rabbits game like that. I don't know exactly what you'd call that. I just usually call it just rodents, but I don't really know what you'd call that kind of hunting other than just spotlighting.
Yeah, just I don't know. Your typical.
Normally I take a blow dart after those. I don't really
Yeah.
go with a gun, but you could do anything you wanted to with it. So if that's something that interests y'all, Infotech, hit up Caleb Wells. That dude has all the info. He was a bad man. So
new as shit.
He can definitely take care of you.
Yeah, no, they have some cool shit. They've also got a helmet mounted one that I really liked.
Oh yeah, that was the one that's connected.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's on a wire. So basically it has a battery pack, and I've had some small ones on my helmet before. This thing was way smaller than any of the ones that I've had in the past. And for what you're doing with that, for like $2,000. You've got a perfect setup to be able to go and scan your property hands free. You just walk around with that thing and you can see the trees.
Is that the one for your helmet right there?
Yeah, that's the one for the helmet. I brought that one up. I was going to find some good pictures and maybe a little video on that one too, but
cool.
Not looking like a video, but we can definitely pull up some of these pictures, but it's so small.
I think you know enough about this stuff. You might be able to pull a good picture and just tell them what they're looking at. But yeah, $2,000 for that at nothing.
No.
Like, I feel like that's dang good pricing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sick setup that they have going on. But so basically it helmet mounts and you can scan, walk around. And I think what he was saying is the way that they have these set up, it's freaking cool as hell. You can use one of their rifle scopes to send a signal to your helmet mounted version, and you can shoot like around a corner, or like you don't even have to see what you're looking at because it brings the screen into your helmet mounted scope.
Oh, so you're basically aiming the gun kind of like this if you wanted to, and looking through this scope.
Yeah.
But it's centered into this scope.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking nasty.
It was crazy. Like all the shit that he was going over.
That means I could lay down, take a nap in the blind, hear something, and just lay my gun up there, and
or have your gun laid up there like I normally do on a bag.
Yep.
Just be hanging out, and whether you've got one helmet mount flipped down and the other eye is just sitting there playing on your phone or whatever, and all of a sudden you see something come across your screen, you just move your gun and then pull the trigger. You ain't even got to move.
So how long until you have one of those? Because anything technology-wise that makes your life lazier,
oh yeah,
I feel like you jump on.
Dude.
You're the most unlazy person I've ever met in my life. You never sit down. You're always fucking going. I don't know if that's your OCD, your ADD, whatever the hell it is. You can't fucking stop. But when it comes to shit like this, where not stopping would be an okay thing, you're like, nah, I just want to be easy. I have 3 computer fans in here set up to this ice bucket. That way it's blowing AC. I have my TV over here, my sound suppression over here. I'm smoking a cigar with my dehumidifier in the right up here.
The old ozone emitter.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to lay back in my lawn chair, take me a nap, and when I hear something, I'll just reach up there and put my hand on put my booger hook on the bang switch and pull it without ever having to lean up off your back.
Oh yeah. No, it's coming. Like, I'm pretty sure I want one of everything he had yesterday. But now that I saw they have an FDE, I'm going to need that.
See, I wouldn't mind getting me a little, I don't know, like a 2x4 or maybe, I don't know, something real short range, like a good optic short range. And then getting, what was that one called, the thermal called? I can't remember that's called a PG-25, the one we were just looking at.
Yeah, the helmet mounted is PG-25, and
that's probably something we should have told everybody.
Yeah, you would think so. We told them the name of the company. So the pistol mounted one, or the, if you want to put a small mount on a rail on a rifle, it is the FMP13, and retail on that is $6.99. So
FMP 13, $6.99.
Dude, you can't.
I could literally get a 2x4.
Either like I would do a 1x4 or maybe like a 1-6 or 1-10, somewhere in that range.
See, I guess if I put it on the 44 Magnum, I guess a 1-6 wouldn't be bad.
No, that would be perfect. So basically it's kind of like, okay, you can see it. It's kind of like that scope, but this end where it flares out, it's just straight all the way down. It's just, that's the way they run. Actually, grab that one over there, the 300 blackout on the end, the furthest one back.
I'm stuck in
You're stuck.
I'm stuck in the thing.
That one has an LPVO on it. So that one right there, basically what they were saying is,
I don't know how in the hell I just got stuck. That kind of tripped me out a little bit.
Something grabbed you?
Yeah, dude, I got claustrophobic real fast just then. I didn't know what was going on.
So basically on like something like this, they make a mount for right here that you pull this top piece off of the mount, and that's where your diving board type thing. So it basically mounts into here and then extends up this way, and you mount that pistol, thermal, or whatever you want to do. A lot of people will put like a little red dot, but for this situation, you mount that thermal up there.
See, I would just put it on like a 45-degree offset, like the attachment they had at the show.
Yeah, just
that way
can it over.
It's kind of sitting.
Yeah,
right here.
So when you're shooting, you can. Oops, sorry. So instead of looking up over the top of it, you turn sideways and then you can see straight down
Yeah.
or this way. But
'Cause that's probably what I would do.
that would be
Is
sick
put a
too.
45-degree offset on it, and then that way you really don't have to do a whole lot of movement whatsoever. You just kind of twitch a little bit.
Yeah.
But
No, I think that would be freaking dope. That optic was so freaking cool. I was very I don't even know what the word is, but I was intrigued.
see, I've never really been into that stuff at all. But seeing that optic, and I don't know, and honestly, it might be Caleb's just that good of a fucking smooth talker. But that optic got me excited, and I was like sitting there intrigued by it. I saw Caleb talking to another guy did he work for Bauer?
He might have, yeah.
I can't remember where he worked for. My buddy I got shooting the 45-70 with the cigar hanging out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, I think he worked.
True American hero right there. That
Yeah.
man was a G. But they were over there talking about it, and he was talking about setting him up one with that optic. And I ran over there and listened because I was so intrigued by that just because I liked the idea of, okay, you have a normal scope,
Yeah.
an everyday Call of Duty brand scope. There you go. Just for people that don't understand what we're talking about. And then you can throw a 45-degree offset with that thermal on there, and you can literally see in the dark for like, what was it, 250?
250 yards detection range.
I mean,
Let me make
200
sure I'm right on that. I mean, if we're shouting him out and everything, I might as well at least make it right, huh?
yeah, I mean, maybe we can get him on here and he can set us straight and tell us we're all idiots. But, I mean, regardless, even if it's 250 feet,
Yeah, that's still.
I mean, that's freaking dope as crap. I do think you were right on something like that, though, because I do remember that. There was that 45-degree offset up there.
Yeah. Let's see. Optical specifications. Nope. There we go. Battery. Physical specs. Shit, I don't know.
It don't even have it.
It was. I'm sure it does.
You're going to be somewhere between 10 yards and 250 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It was an awesome setup. I was very impressed.
But say it was pretty nuts. Like I said, I've never been big on thermals, period. But just the way that one worked and how easy it was, the fact that it can sit there on the gun and you can change your settings just by a flick of the finger was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
And for the gun I want to set up, it's mainly going to be a play gun anyways.
Yeah.
So that's going to be perfect because most of the time I shoot anything with that, it's going to be some sort of predators, hogs, something at nighttime.
Yeah.
So it works perfectly for what I want to build that gun for.
Yeah. No, that thing was so cool though. Like the lever action was so quiet. Like that's one thing that I've never really gotten into. I've got a lever action 22, but other than that, I was just like, whatever, kind of overlooked them. But
I love levers, and I don't know what it is.
holy crap, the lockup and everything on that thing was so sick. So on this, it says 100-yard detection range. I'm pretty sure he said further than that. I think we were further than 100 yards yesterday, and I could easily make it out. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, we're definitely farther than 100 yards.
But
That one says 100 plus, 200 plus, ambient light dependent.
okay, so do they make a night vision one? Maybe not. Okay, they're just comparing it to night vision.
Yeah,
Like I said, I think that thing was way further than 100 yards, but
it does say 100 plus on there.
yeah.
I mean, even at 100 yards though.
Oh,
How many times are you taking a shot over 100 yards?
You're not around here.
I mean, as far as a good shot goes, period.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many pro hunters that are
Especially
wanting to take a shot over 100 yards.
it's not zoomed. What does it matter? Like if you're running zoomed optics and stuff like that, of course you can shoot further.
Yeah.
And the detection range is going to be more, but like this thing's not zoomed. It's on a pistol. The screen's in front of you. It's not like you're going to have it up to your eye, perfectly set up or anything like that. I mean, it's mainly like detection and closer range stuff, which is great.
I'm going to say, especially for everything we do.
Yeah. No, that detection is one of those that it gives you a leg up on everything.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're talking about any kind, like predator hunting for sure. The reason I was thinking for predator hunting, I would want one because I love doing coyotes and shit like that, But anytime you go out into the wilderness, Again, sorry. Anytime you go out into the wilderness, you're automatically at a disadvantage.
Yep.
Period. If you are not sitting in a blind somewhere with sprayed down, silenced, whatever, you're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And anything that can help even that playing field is going to help you out a lot.
Yep.
So if you're sitting there at 100 yards, the coyotes I don't know how far they can see in the dark, like pitch black. I know they got good eyesight, period.
Mm-hmm.
But it helps you see them before you would have originally.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been sitting there coyote hunting, and they had to get within 20 or 30 yards of me before I ever knew they were there because it's pitch black.
Yep.
So I'm talking like you're just scanning that thing, and you have 100 yards that you can actually see something. Even if you can't tell it's them.
Yeah.
See something coming towards you moving, something's there. So now you're looking that direction, and if you're looking directly at them, waiting on them, you're going to see them a lot earlier than what you would have.
Yeah.
And that right there got me excited because I was like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah. No, that especially paired with that lever action. I can't say enough good things about that setup because I love my suppressed stuff that's quiet, stuff that's going to have the knockdown power but still be like completely capable. And that was, I mean, you shoot it with your ears on and you don't hear anything.
I couldn't even hear the hammer fall.
You can't tell it went off because there's almost no kick to it. And then you pull your ears off and you can still barely hear it.
How bad would a 44 Magnum do to a deer?
I would assume it would.
At what we shoot from.
I would assume it would put it down hard as a rock. I mean,
but are we talking about would it fuck up my meat too much?
No.
Okay.
No, you could definitely kill a deer with that. I don't know. I hadn't really ever looked into it, but
because I feel like that's just and mine's just going off the top of my head. I haven't researched any of it, but a lot of the stuff we shoot's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And with the 44 Magnum, I mean, you're still moving, but there's a lot more punch to that than fast.
Yeah.
And that's what scares me sometimes with some of the stuff we do, because necessarily there's some times you don't really want punch over fast.
No, you don't want to blow a hole in your deer, and especially if you hit both shoulders and blow holes in it, you're talking about a good portion of whatever good meat you're talking there. So no, it wouldn't do that. I think they were saying roughly that one's about a 245 to 265 grain bullet. Typically, the 300 blackout that I shoot that's suppressed and subsonic and all that stuff is running about 210 grain bullet. Just controlled chaos. Find the right bullet in the right placement, and you're
good to go.
You're set.
And
you're going above and beyond the capability of that one, because all it takes is one more click down and back up, and you've got another round.
We can go again. Yeah. But I say, especially like something like that with those hogs.
Oh yeah.
That'd be perfect for.
You'd get 2 or 3 shots off for sure.
Yeah, easy. I mean, if they run in circles like they did the last time we were out there, you might get 5 or 6 shots off. Those things, we just kept hitting, and as soon as we hit one, they would go the opposite direction. We'd hit one, they'd go the opposite direction.
They didn't know which way was up.
No, they had no. I mean, I guess we had 3 guns out. Well, 2.5. Poor Amanda had 1 shot.
She made it count, though.
She dropped that thing dead-eye dick. She dropped it. I was proud of her. I really was. And you know what else I was most proud of? She wanted the Euro mount, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, you got to take the head. And I honestly thought it was going to be me and you, elbow deep, cutting the head off, sawing through the bone, everything.
Yeah.
I guess I did half of a head.
Yeah.
I cut through that half, and she took it over and
didn't let up.
Didn't stop at all until the bone, and I sawed through the bone, then she went right back to it.
Yep.
Grabbed it, threw it in the back of the truck. She was a bad bitch.
Oh, yeah.
It was dope as shit.
Not like we didn't already know that, but solidified.
I have my thoughts sometimes. She's getting old.
Sheesh. Well, speaking of...
I'm going to have to sleep on the couch tonight now.
Hey, I won't tell her.
You know what? I'll have to sleep on the couch for 2 more weeks.
You can get away with it for a couple weeks.
I have to get something really good for Mother's Day, and then she'll forgive me for this. That's fair.
Oh, man. But no, so the rest of that whole shoot was awesome, too. So, I mean, there was all different cans, 22 cans all the way up. They brought almost full auto, like ARs and stuff out that were just badass up until our friend over there decided to shoot it without the can, and I had forgotten to put my ears on.
Brother,
lit my ass up.
I was literally watching them, not thinking anything. I saw him take the can off.
It was
sitting there steaming,
Yeah.
smoking. He took it off, set it down, not thinking anything of it. He's over here where Landon's setting. I turned this way to look at Landon, so we're talking to each other. And the next thing you know, this guy's just pop, 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 pop. Boy, I almost tore down tents, everything. And one of the guys that works there, he worked there too. But one of the guys that works there is like, hey, a heads up would have been nice. He said, I gave y'all a head nod. And I was like,
fair enough.
He looked at us. He said, hey, he shot. We should have been smart.
I was not paying him enough attention because it lit my ass up. I was like, oh God. And started like ducking and covering.
About to say, it popped. I jumped. I shit twice before I hit the ground. It was a good one. Tell us about the old MP5 they brought out.
Oh yeah, dude. So it's basically real similar to this one. They changed out the trigger pack and with a different lower and all that stuff. Full auto. Almost.
You can say it on this.
Is it still going on YouTube? I don't know if you can
We
say
can't
it or
shoot
you
it
can't
on
shoot it.
YouTube.
Okay,
On
can't shoot.
YouTube.
But anyways, they were all full auto.
Yeah.
They had a ton of cool shit. There was Mac 9s out there that people were running 22s. Those
That Mac was
freaking
fucking
things were
nasty.
sick. Those were awesome. There was quite a few AR-15s. The one that he was actually shooting that was loud as hell was actually something they call a super safety. So basically, you put it in,
And that was his personal, right?
yeah, that was his personal. It wasn't full auto.
Again, shout out Caleb.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
that's
was your
right.
personal gun. That was a bad motherfucker.
Badass gun. But you basically just click it over, and it allows the gun to push your finger forward on the reset. So as you pull back, it pushes forward, resets, and then you're still pulling. So
Yeah.
Every time it goes off, it pushes you forward, and you pull it again. And so, I mean, indistinguishable.
Technically, it is not fully auto.
Yeah.
Like it is 100%. If you pull too hard on the trigger,
It'll
shoots
seize it
once
up.
and stops.
Yep.
I mean, so it is not a full auto.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But if you do what he told you, just barely squeeze that thing, you couldn't tell a difference.
yeah, indistinguishable from the other full autos that were there.
Yeah.
And badass.
Thing was dope.
I think I'm gonna have to buy that before the thermal. But then after that, that's for sure.
Oh, the trigger itself?
Yeah.
Or the
Super safety.
super safety?
Yeah.
The one thing I liked about it, and it has to feel good for him, was he brought his personal gun out there and shot it. And he had people that worked at Bauer, that worked SilencerCo, like all those people that were there shooting all these badass, dope-ass guns that Bauer brought out.
Yeah.
And everybody's still asking him questions. You know that has to feel
Oh,
good.
it feels great.
Because that's his baby.
Oh yeah.
Like you could tell he has $4,000 or $5,000 into that gun, easy.
Oh yeah.
If not more.
If not more, for sure.
And like people are asking him questions about it. I was like, damn, that must feel pretty nice.
yeah, that was a pretty cool one. The Genesis 12 gauge. Who brought that one out?
That was Juicy Media, Tyler Conley.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't think I caught it. I didn't catch his YouTube name.
I got to talking to him. He has a YouTube channel. He was out there with Bauer as well, I do believe. And he was working it. He wasn't there for content.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, that was his gun that he brought out. That thing was dope as shit too.
So it probably suppressor, gun, the whole 9 yards from tip to butt. Probably about that long. It's probably no shorter than this thing right here, the MP5.
Yeah, probably not.
And it was a suppressed 12 gauge shotgun, and that thing was badass. Dude, I think we ran probably $400 or $500 worth of slugs because he was shooting slugs. That's all he shot through there. And I guarantee you, we ran $400 or $500 of ammo of his out of that gun.
Probably.
That thing was crazy too, because I'd never shot one of those before.
Speaking of ammo, how much do you think was shot through? How much do you think was blew through yesterday? Because there was at one point I was walking over there because the guy that was running the shotgun table, he was like, hey, go shoot that shotgun with your ammo. They ran out of ammo because everybody was shooting the hell out of it. There was a great event, tons of people. So I had some in my go bag, so I just went and got it and took him 2 boxes. And I guess mine's just being not as, I don't know what it was, because mine was 1255 and they were only shooting like 1280.
It was just a little bit more. It may have had a little more powder in it, so as it goes out, it burns slower.
And mine was a low brass.
Yeah.
But you shot my ammo out of it. You almost couldn't hear that gun.
Yeah, it was super quiet. Now that one was badass too. Dude, I eat that shit up. That's my shit.
But what I was getting at is I walked over there, and there's about 3 steps I took that all you could hear is because you're walking on brass. That's all you're walking on. And I started thinking that at that moment, like, I wonder if you put a dollar sign on this, how much money was blown through just having a fucking blast.
Oh yeah. No, it was, I would guess at least 5,000.
See, I was gonna take the over on that.
I mean, I could be low.
Just looking around at everything that was there, watching the fully autos go off and how much those got shot.
Yeah.
I guess he's one of the owners of Bauer.
Yeah.
Came out there with multiple guns and blew through.
Oh yeah.
3 or 4 times and then would take it back. But like just little things like that throughout the entire event. Dude, I would put that closer to 10K. I really would.
Honestly,
I don't know for sure, but just looking at the ground, thinking about how much was actually shot, how much we shot.
Yeah, that is true. How much
I'm just
we
like,
shot.
man.
I think so. I'm gonna say low end is 5 and top end is 15, and I think anywhere in between there, you wouldn't surprise me if it was that.
Yeah, I would settle with that. But say even with 5, I could see that, but I would still like if I had to put an exact number on it, I'd put it closer to like 8. That's where I was thinking in my head.
Probably pretty on par there.
It blew my mind though.
Are we including the price of the one suppressor?
That one was a funny moment. I don't really want to call anybody out, but there was a 22 that was out there, and there was like 2 shots fired through it. Me and Landon's over here on the side setting up our tripod for the get recording,
videoing and stuff.
And Landon like stopped and looked at me. He goes, "Did that just whistle?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "There's something wrong with that." Walks over to one of the guys running the table. I don't know who he was working for, if he was working whatsoever, whatever, and said, "Hey man, that's something's not right with that suppressor." He was like, "No, it's fine." And Landon was like, "Okay, cool. This is your party. I'm just, I'm just here," and walks off. And then,
oh, dude, it was a long time later.
2 hours later,
a bunch through it.
I'll let you finish it out from there.
So
2 hours later,
I was, being not my event, not my place. I walked up, tried to like mitigate any further damage, and he was like,
he knew instantly on 2 shots. He was like, "That's fucking that suppressor.
It's broke." Yeah, no, I've heard that sound before, and you don't like that sound.
How did you hear that sound before, Landon?
I'm on my own. I've got lots of suppressors. You had that happen.
He said, "I fucked my own up multiple times."
Yep. That'll happen. It's not out of the ordinary.
So run me down on a detailed. What exactly happened to that suppressor? Then we can finish out the story.
Okay, we'll just bust one off real quick.
Must be nice not to have to wear oven mitt to do it.
Yeah, that ain't no joke. Hiya. There we go.
That's how much Landon cares about his guns. He just slams them around.
They're tools, and I think of them as nothing more, nothing less. So it does not bother me. So with a suppressor, you have the hole through where the bullet comes out, right? And so with that, there's baffles in there. There's small little cups that basically help mitigate and slow down a lot of the gases that are coming out and moving. So you've got these things right here, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell what the hell that is or any of that stuff. But so as the bullet travels through it, it takes your gases and basically pushes them to the side and slows them down enough where all that noise and pressure and stuff doesn't come out as fast. So with that,
which what he just said is why you call them a suppressor, not a silencer.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be silenced.
Yeah. You can't silence a bullet. It's not possible, but it slows them down. So with that, all of those are in there stacked up. It's a baffle stack is what they call them. So each one of those is a baffle, and then you stack them all up. You get your baffle stack.
There might be 10, 15, 20
can be
in there.
Between 3 and 20.
Yeah.
But for each one of those, if the bullet clips it, you've now got a deformed baffle in there. So every time, you could turn your bullet and it instead of coming out of the can, it could hit the end and stop. Just depending on what you're shooting. 22, it's a lot more likely to stop.
Yeah.
308, stuff like that, into your can is gone. It just blows its smooth ass out. It doesn't even slow it down.
Yeah.
So you want to have perfect alignment. 22s are notorious for not being ever perfectly aligned. It's just a nature of the beast. And so when it starts clipping like that, if you catch it early, you may have a baffle strike and maybe a little end cap strike.
Go replace the baffle, call it good.
Yep, not a big deal. But with what happened yesterday,
they shot about 2 more hours worth.
Yeah,
once Landon caught the noise of it.
There was probably another 1,000 to 2,000 rounds shot through that can after that. And so eventually somebody picked it up and they said, man, that thing is really heavy. And we're standing there filming and doing silly shit. And he pulls it off and he's like, oh no, this isn't good. And I was like, is it the 22 can? And he's like, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, I heard about that, or I heard it earlier and I knew something wasn't right.
He goes, I kind of told the guy about 2.5 hours ago that something's clipping in there because it shouldn't be whistling like that.
Yeah, no, I've it's been a long time since I've heard that noise, but you don't forget.
It was funny because the very first shot, you got your head popped up, and then they shot again, and you go, "Did you hear that?" I said, "Yeah, it's like a whistle or something." I was like, "What is that?" And you're like, "Not good,
not good. It's broke."
He like instantly like, I'm going to say ran over there. He walked very quickly over there. Did not run, but he walked very quickly over there. Like, hey man, something's wrong with that. You need to look at that. And he was like, "No, it's fine.
It's fine.
That's just what it sounds like sometimes."
Okay. Yep. Nope. You do you.
Sure enough, they were dumping powder out of the end.
Powder, pellets, dude. I had like a half a pound of lead in my hand.
I'd say it was a whole. Landon had a whole palm full, from knuckles to palm, just in his hand, just cupped up, and you still couldn't even see daylight.
Yeah,
it.
No, it was.
It was destroyed.
Yeah, that can was toast.
They were so fun. Those guys that work there, I'm sure that happens to them all the time and stuff like that. And they're like, "Well, it's warranted."
Yeah, and they are. Yeah. Like these suppressor companies, SilencerCo is excellent. Like, I'll give them a shout out because it was their event.
Hey, and I'm being their event, I'm going to go ahead and say those were all their cans.
Yep.
And I didn't see one I didn't like.
No,
They all were.
I've got. That's a SilencerCo. And that's it. That is the only SilencerCo can I have. But that's the 22 pistol suppressor on a Glock 44 22 caliber. But sick little setup.
Dude, that thing's light too.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that one.
I would hit the light.
Lights. Got it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna slam it around like you do.
It's okay. It's a tool.
You're a tool. I thought you were going to give me the shut the fuck up one.
No. It was a pretty good one. I'll give you that. But no, they were out there yesterday, dude. Badass cans all around. Definitely lever action was my favorite. As far as guns go, love shooting the MP5 full auto. I wish it was more subsonic ammo than as loud as it was, but yeah, that's okay.
I think with subsonics with the can on it, like the can they were using, I think it would have been.
It would have been awesome. I was just, you know me. I like as quiet as can be for no reason at all.
I mean, you fucked up your ears at like 8 years old, so that makes. I mean, it's fair. It's a fair assessment for you.
Yeah.
Like me, there's 90% of the time I don't even wear ears.
Oh yeah.
I like shooting without them. I'd go hunting without them.
Well, you said that as soon as he shot that. What was it that was getting shot that had the percussion with it?
I'm pretty sure that was...
Was it just when he pulled the can off?
Yeah, I think that was Caleb's without the can.
Okay, yeah.
Because they were talking about how that thing... It might not have been Caleb. It might have been somebody else's. But they were talking about how the gun will shoot faster and like better with the can on than it does without the can.
So they had those two of them, and the guy was over there shooting it.
He was like popping it, and without the can on it, that thing had some percussion to it. Like you could feel it in your chest.
Yep. We were like, I love that feeling.
Yeah. That's what gets me going with guns. I want to feel a rush from it.
Mm-hmm.
Fully autos, I don't know why it doesn't do it for me. It just,
It cracks me up.
I mean, I guess if I was shooting a fully auto, like big caliber that was fucking popping, I would probably get a stiff. But like smaller ones just don't do it for me. I just like big guns. I'm a big guy. I need big guns.
Yeah, I understand that. All right, got it back on there.
And I think a lot of mine too is I'm too fucking logical. So whenever I go to look at something, I'm like, I would never use that. And I don't think about, I do enjoy, like we come over here and we'll take the whole wall outside and just start shooting everything and have a blast.
Yeah.
I don't think about the fun aspect of it. I'm like, I don't think I'd ever use that. I'm not going to buy one. And I don't think about it like that where I'm like, well, you can buy it and just have it.
Yeah. It needs to be logical. Hey, I get that though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you stay away from ending up with this.
That's fair. I just spend $300 a month on knives and shit like that.
Hey, you got to have your hobbies.
But say that's just, I don't know. I never think about the fun aspect of it.
Yeah.
And another thing I enjoy is pistols.
Yeah.
I enjoy shooting pistols too.
Hey, just for my sheer information, and I guess to give him a shout out again, what was that the channel?
Juicy Media. Juicy with a Y. No, not J-U-I.
J-U-I-C-Y. C-Y?
Media. Right there.
Media. Oh, yeah, suppressors. Oh, shit, look at that.
There he is.
Son of a gun.
There's our boy.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, so
I don't guess I'm going to play it, but I'm just going to get the channel pulled up. Hell yeah. That's cool as shit.
I say you might pull that over there if you can, like cut that and let people see it, just to give him a shout.
Oh, hell, there's a 500 or oh.
What is that?
I don't know. It's badass is what it is.
It's fucking dope.
How do I?
It is a lever, by the way, fellas.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
Something about seeing I like him in a cowboy hat. Look at him.
Yeah, he
what
does
a
look
stud.
good.
Hopefully, we will have a collab coming soon with him.
Oh shit! I should turn the volume on. Huh? That would help. Yeah, so basically something like that is what we were shooting yesterday.
Today we're going to be talking about my Marlin 4570, and we're also going to.
And it's a Marlin. That's what I said I wanted to buy.
I have ever seen in my entire life in a ballistics gel, and find out if this is the deadliest lever gun out there. But
in your hands, it is.
We need to take a moment to thank our sponsors.
There we go.
If you're looking to
There's
get your
channel
start,
if anybody wants to check it out.
We have going on here. So in the back we have a chisel machining stock hand wrap paracord done by me. For an optic, I am running the EOTech. This is their DCR reticle, so it's the one with the chevron on the bottom, dot in the middle, and then basically parentheses on the outside. Slate Black Industries rail covers, a hand stop that I can't remember, M-lock, push pad.
Yeah, we gotta get better at what we do, guy.
I'm sorry, Mod Light push pad.
He's been doing it longer.
Light, Aerosoc mount, and then the beautiful anechoic 45L suppressor. Now, as the disclaimer portion of the video, I have no relationship with any of the companies from here backwards. However, this suppressor right here was sent to me by the folks over at Anechoic. So I've shot 150 or so rounds, which out of this thing is quite a bit out of it now. I do have a schmoop on schmode for you guys that I'll put on the screen. As far as my experience with this suppressor, it's been pretty good. I wanted to buy this can before they even...
Tyler, what's a schmoop on schmode? I don't know what that means.
As you can see.
Speak normal English for me, brother.
That gun is sick.
Yeah, that's a dope-ass gun.
But...
How hard did you just get when he said, this was sent to me?
Oh, God.
Dude, that's all you want.
That's
all you want
That's
is
all I want.
Somebody...
We need to make it.
to help you out, sends you stuff that you can just... And it's not even the send you the free stuff. Mm-hmm. It's the send you stuff with the aspect of, hey, I want you to destroy this if you can. You get so excited. Like, you would be... I don't know if hey, Landon, you can have $10,000 or I'm going to send you 3 suppressors. I want you to destroy 3 suppressors.
Yeah, send me the cans.
Yeah, screw the money, dude. Keep your money. You know what? You deserve it more than I do. 3 suppressors. Like, you at 110%, you don't care about anything but the aspect of the fun.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't know why that gets me going.
Because your wife makes $400,000 a year and you don't have to worry about it.
I do.
Shout out Ashley, sugar mama.
I still like my job too. It's not bad.
You work because you want to work. I wouldn't mind my job either if I could just be like, walk in tomorrow and be like, no, fuck you guys. I quit. I can't do that.
Oh, damn. But no, that was, I don't know. I had a great time yesterday. It was cool kind of networking and meeting some of these people that like were starting to get into that space.
Well, I'm about to say the cool thing about him is he has what, 80K followers roughly,
Yeah.
or subscribers. Sorry, I get those. We have so many different things going right now, but 80K. He's not huge by any stretch, but he is established.
Yeah.
And he's doing exactly what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So running into people like him, like Caleb, that just has that, he has that aura about him. He don't do YouTube or anything like that, but he knows about all of this stuff. And he's like, yeah, dude, anything y'all want to do,
Yeah.
you know,
He's
we'll
in the
figure it out.
space.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Like somebody that's willing to help somebody as small as us out. It was cool as shit. And they were all like that.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And Tom too.
Yeah. That guy, he ran his own media company. He does his own YouTube with stuff like this. I do not know his YouTube, or I would shout him out.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to shout him out another day.
Yeah. But
for sure. He was cool as shit.
yeah, he was helping us out with everything from like editing aspects
Softwares and shit
to
like that.
everything. And the, you know, in like our industry, sales wise, with what we do, I don't want anybody else talking to my customers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not normally like that. I'm normally the guy, and I've said it on the podcast before, I'm normally the, hey, dude, we can all grow together. Like,
Yeah.
I want everybody to succeed. And then you go out there and you're in a different environment completely, talking to people doing the exact same thing you're wanting to get into.
Yeah.
How many industries in the world can you go into like, think about a car dealership.
Oh,
You have your huge car dealership. I can't walk in there and be like, hey, I'm starting a car dealership. I have 10 cars right now. I'd like to grow. What can I do? Next thing you know, you're out of business. They're
Yeah.
going to figure out a way to run you out of town. These guys, Caleb, Tyler, especially y'all two,
Yeah.
like Tom too. I mean, they were just right there. They're like, yeah, this is what you need to do. Hey man, if you want to do stuff like that, this is what you need to do. Like
Yep.
they were just throwing ideas at us that they
Show-
could use themselves, but they're just giving it to us.
Yeah. Like we have our set and we're showing them and they're like, dude, that's badass. Like keep that, you know, roll with what you got.
Dude, as far as the podcast, like the studio portion of it, I have to say I've never felt more,
Validated?
I don't want to say validated, but more encouraged.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like, I can't remember who said it, but we showed one of the guys and he was like, bro, not trying to like fluff y'all up because y'all are standing here. He was like, but that's probably one of the nicest sets I've seen out of any podcast. And he was like, I'm not talking like y'all are just starting compared to y'all. I'm talking about any podcast ever. I can only think of 3 or 4 that I would put over that.
Yeah.
And just little things like that, our video quality, the sound, everybody was just like thoroughly impressed with everything. And there was like no real, it was like one of those like, okay, like this.
Yeah.
could
They
happen.
didn't have to say anything.
Yep. They could just be like, oh, dude, that's cool.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Good luck.
Then we were talking about it. So we brought it up. It wasn't like we shoved it in their face and be like, give me compliments.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about a podcast and stuff. They're like, oh, cool. We got into it. We talked about like the gun wall and stuff. They're like, oh, cool. Let me see it. So we would show them and then they would go off on it. Like
Yeah.
they could have just said cool and let it go. So, I mean, like the encouragement was freaking nuts. But that's one thing that I hope one day we're sitting here with 10 million subscribers on YouTube. And I promise you right now, if I am that dude that doesn't help a guy with 10 followers, kick me in the dick.
Yep. No, I agree.
And
I'm right there with
it's all because of like
Jesus.
this stuff. Like everybody was so like, hell yeah, do it. Tyler straight up volunteered. He's like, dude, we can do a collab. We'll figure something out.
Yep.
Like he has no reason to. We met him that day. He has no reason to even look at us or talk to us really, because he wasn't at one of the tables. He was just sitting in the shade hanging out. We walked over there. We started talking.
Yep.
Like, just super friendly. But I can't give enough credit to SilencerCo and Bauer Precision just because, like, y'all's people are top notch. Y'all's events are top notch. Like, y'all are just top notch all the way around. And the fact that I think he was one of the owners.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I don't know him, but the way he talked, it definitely
sounded like he was definitely high up with Bauer. I think his name was Brandon.
Yeah, I think so.
But super nice dude. Like, definitely didn't have any reason to be talking to us. He just came out of his way to talk because we had cameras, and he was just kind of introducing himself and everything. But really appreciate you inviting us out to the next couple. Like, gave us full access to come out, shoot videos, do whatever. Like, fucking appreciate that. Oh yeah, Brandon Bauer. I'd assume he is the owner.
The one and the only.
Well, the owner of Bauer, you are a super nice dude, and we really appreciate everything you did, especially inviting us back out and telling us when the other events are and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
cool.
We'll have to push that on the podcast, so if somebody wants to go with us, they're
yeah, absolutely.
That would be freaking cool as hell.
Absolutely.
So we'll make sure to get some dates out there. I guess
maybe we can reach out to him.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll just go by there one day because they're right there in Denton.
Yeah. No, I'll swing by.
And just see if we can get a list of their events, and we'll post it on here on the next episode, or maybe 2 weeks from now, depending on when they are.
When they are.
That way everybody can see it. And just tell them when you show up, if they ask where you heard about it from, Dropped Outdoors Podcast. That's all it is. But they are top-notch events. They are fun as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody out there is cool. And if you don't know anything, I'm talking never shot a gun before, that's the place you want to be with those people, because all they ask is you tell them. If you don't have no idea what you're doing, tell them, hey, I'm into this. I want to learn. How do I do this? They will run you down baby steps, inch by inch. You will leave there with more knowledge than you ever thought you would ever get.
Yeah. No, and about the suppressors and everything. Say you don't own a suppressor, but you kind of want to get into it. Show up with the gun you want to put it on, and I guarantee you somebody's going to point you in the right direction.
You might want to give them a price range too, because they
there's some
they're gonna
fancy shit.
If you walk in there with a gun to any of those Bauer guys or the SilencerCo guys, and you're like, hey, I want to deck this thing out, you might walk out of there $12,000 lighter in the pocket, because they are going to deck it out with the top notch best of everything. I'm talking like you will never have to buy another gun again if you don't want to.
Yeah.
They're not going to take advantage of you. They're just that good with what they do.
Yeah. No, there was some badass shit out there. I really, really enjoyed that one.
So that one was fun.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the other companies. So you're talking Q. He mentioned them they're going to be out there. Dead Air, like that, the silver can up there is the titanium one, is what it is. But they're going to be out there at some point.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Mine's very easy. I don't have a select gun store I like to go to. I don't do silencers, so I don't have a silencer go-to.
Yeah.
If anybody asks me right now, where do you buy your guns? I'm telling them Bauer.
Yeah.
Just because I like the people.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So real simple for me, because I'm into bows and shit like that. I'm just now getting into guns.
Yeah.
If I had to ask you right now, dedicated gun store, give me your top 3 in this area, who are you saying? And maybe give them where they're at, just so people can know.
I've actually been struggling.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I used a company down in Midlothian, Texas called SWFA.
Oh, yeah. I used to go there with you.
Yes,
Okay.
They have their own optics and stuff like that. And eventually they shut their business down as far as that side went, and just are sticking to not suppressors, but scopes and optics and stuff.
Okay.
So they do not sell. So I lost my gun store. Since then, I haven't really bought a whole lot of guns. So it's like trading and doing different shit. So I hadn't really got into it. But if I'm going to go somewhere, it was already going to be Bauer.
Okay.
That's the reason it was on my radar.
So that makes sense why 2 months ago you sent me that picture and you're like, hey, we're going to this.
Hey, we're going to this. Yeah.
But I'd say that was before we even decided to video at it. He was like, we're going. Because, okay, that makes sense. So what about suppressors? I don't know anything about it. I'm about to buy me a brand new gun. I'm somebody random, by the way. Buying a brand new gun. I live, and there's people within, they live on the sides of me. I have whatever amount of land in the back I can shoot, but I don't want it to, piss off my neighbors. What do I need to get?
What kind of gun are you going with? Do you have a caliber? What are you trying to do? Are you home defense, pistol, rifle?
We're gonna go rifle.
Okay.
Let's do like a 308.
Okay, so a 308 caliber can. So basically, you're looking for a deer rifle.
Yeah.
I think go into the market. It's really difficult these days. There's so many good cans.
Yeah.
Like, if you're looking for heavy duty and just a tough son of a bitch, Surefire makes a great a 300 can. It's they call them 300s or 308s, but that's what they're cut to. Surefire makes a great one. It's tough as nails. Dead Air makes a great one. It's that can right there, just tough as shit.
On the blackout.
Yeah, it's a Sandman.
Okay.
Is what it is, but they're tougher than all get out. If you're just looking for complete, as quiet as you can get suppression, that Dead Air can right there is ridiculously quiet.
So Dead Air.
Basically, you open it up and it gets a lot wider. So that can's not as wide, but it's going to be tighter and it's going to kind of hold your form of your handguard all the way down.
Yeah.
That one's just a thick can. It's going to take as much volume of that air and redistribute it back into the can instead of pushing it out. It really, I love Dead Air. Dead Air's kind of been my go-to for a long time.
Yeah.
I ran the Good, the Bad, and the Quiet event with the Raptor once upon a time.
Oh yeah.
And got to sit around and they had an open bar and drank with the owner and all kinds of stuff. It was a blast.
So it's some cool shit.
Yeah. So that I've kind of been loyal to them for a long time, but I've got a bunch of different ones. That's a Dead Air can. That's a Dead Air can. That's Otter Creek. They make a really good suppressor.
Then you said SilencerCo.
SilencerCo up there. I don't know what that one is. So the one, I don't think you can see it. No, you can't.
I'll get it down.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Because I don't even know which can it is, but it's a really nice can. It's a 22 can, but
That's a pretty bad little gun though.
that is a bad little gun. I pulled the brace off of it because it was turned upside down. So every time you put your thumb in there, it like fucking tried to fold it in half. So I was like, I'm gonna pull it off for right now.
It would hurt your feelings.
Yeah, it's not fun, but no. Other than
So you're
that,
thinking Dead Air's your
Dead Air. I would
your
go
go-to?
Dead Air, and if you're going super quiet,
well shit.
the Nomad.
Nomad.
Nomad is the one. So I've got this one on this gun, and then I've got a shorter Nomad on the other one that doesn't miss but misses.
That's fair. If you watch the last listen to the last podcast, watch the last podcast if you want to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell that story again, but
No.
God, that was fucking funny.
Oh,
Motherfucker
shit.
tells me, I know this thing don't miss, and then he fucking misses, but still kills something. It's fucking weird.
Oh yeah. No, I would go Dead Air. Nomad is top notch, and obviously I'm probably about 3 years behind the curve.
Yeah.
So there may be something out there that just beats the pants off of it, but as far as just
where you're at.
where I'm at, and that, I mean, realistically, Amanda shot it. I barely heard it the other day. So
I had to focus on her shooting because one, we're fucking stood up ready to fucking go. So her 3 seconds, take aim, deep breath, squeeze the trigger seemed like 45 seconds in our head. So
it felt like forever.
I barely heard the hammer fall and I just started shooting. So I don't know if it was the can itself or if it was
your
that
brain-
adrenaline
your brain
going.
was
Yep.
focused on, all right, I got to shoot as soon as I can.
Yep. I have, because we were shooting a shotgun. So we had 1 slug and 2 buckshots. 3, whatever it was.
Yours was.
Yeah.
I pulled the plug out of mine.
Yeah. So I sat there and I knew, I was like, I have 3 shots and I'm going to get all 3 of these motherfuckers out. Like
Yeah.
I'm popping them. So I was like, find me a big hog, slug him, take out some of the piglets. That's all I was thinking about the whole time. And I had like this one. Like I had them picked out which ones I was taking because I just by the angle of them, I thought they would run to my direction,
Yeah.
the way they were facing. And then I was sitting there, one would move and Amanda still hadn't shot. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do this one. He's facing this way. He's probably going to run straight. I don't see him doing a 360 and whipping around the opposite direction. Boy, my adrenaline was running though. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty fucking funny. I laughed so damn hard because you have all these plans in your head. It's kind of like, what is it, Mike Tyson's saying that he had? He said everybody's
Merry Christmas.
No. What did he say? It's something along the lines of everybody's a badass till they get hit in the mouth or some shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've got this. We're going to kill this one. And then, like you said, we're just going down the line. And then everything starts going crazy. And I'm like, holy shit.
You know how funny that is with hunting? You brought that up and it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. We go out there. How many times have we went hunting?
Oh, Jesus.
And we go out there every time. And in my head, I'm like, I have 3 shots. I'm killing 3 pigs. Never happens.
No.
Never. You normally get your initial shot guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because you have time to line it up, hit the right spot. The other ones are all reactionary that you're just popping. But in my head, walking out there, I'm like, 3 shots, 3 pigs. Got this. I'm so confident in myself shooting that I know I can do it.
Yeah.
It just never works that way.
No.
And it just makes me laugh that you were talking about that. I'm like, we've been on a lot of hunts. And for our dumbass egos to go out there and still think, I got 3 shots, I'm getting 3 kills, knowing that we've been on a million hunts where we've came home with not shit.
Yeah.
We're kind of egotistical, brother.
Dude, so I'm going to go back to part of that, but even like doves.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm terrible about that. I'm like, okay, these doves are going to fly over and I'm going to shoot all 3 of, I'm going to take out 3 doves. And as many years as I've been doing this, I've done it once. And I was on the phone and I was shooting one-handed. It's the only time
That's
ever
kind
happened.
of dope. My biggest issue with dove is not the 3 shots, 3 kills. Never crosses my mind that way. But the first 10 minutes, when you're out there, you're getting set up, you can't shoot yet, but they're already rolling in and you're seeing clouds coming over the tree line. You're like, man, the way these are flying, I'm going to be limited out in an hour and a half. And then you're there 3 hours later and you have fucking 7 dove. Every time I see them flying, barreling in like that, where it looks like clouds coming in, I'm like, fuck, man, it's going to be a short hunt. I guess I'm just going to go back to the house and drink some beer or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then you, like I said, come back with 7.
Yeah.
And I'm usually I've had my moments where it's not that way. But normally, no matter what I'm really shooting, I'm usually a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
I mean, even take the shit the other day with the lever action. I was like, oh, man, I don't really shoot guns that much. And the guy that was loading the guns up for me, I shot, and he was like, bro, you just put 2 in the chest and then hit nothing but headshots. Like, essentially on this target, those are all kill shots. And I was like, well, I mean, I can shoot good.
Yeah.
I just don't care about shooting that much. He was like, yeah, well, no, most people say they don't shoot guns. They're not going to shoot guns. Like, I don't give myself enough credit, I guess. I just don't know guns. So when I'm around people that know guns, I'm like, dude, I don't know anything. I'm a nobody. But I'd shoot a lot, I guess, technically.
Yeah, you've been around, you've shot and all that shit.
Because I said something to Amanda about that, and she was like, babe, you shoot all the fucking time. I'm like, well, not like these guys. Like, yeah, but they're freaks. Like, that's what they get off on.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get off on it, but you shoot more than 90% of people you know.
Oh, yeah. And
then I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, I really do. Like, I'm over here downplaying it like, oh, no, I don't even touch these things. What's a gun? And then I go out there and just shoot like that. And I'm like, I guess technically with our friendship, where we grew up, the way we were raised, we've shot a lot of guns. Dude. And
I mean, shit, we used to skip school and come back to the back of the land and walk around and shoot.
Just shoot. I mean, how many times have we, like I said, take the whole gun wall,
threw
it all in the back of the truck and went out there for 2 or 3 hours just
shooting
cans even. Like, just nothing, just shooting.
Yep.
I mean, not a lot of people's done that, and I don't think about that in that moment because I'm around people that shoot all the time.
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm not lying to them.
No, you're not.
When I'm talking to those people, I don't shoot that often.
Yeah.
But I don't think about no, I know how to shoot. I know how to do it. I'm good at it, just not what y'all are.
Yeah. It's not the same that way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Going back to the hog hunting, though, dude, I think the one that cracked me up the most out of all of that is like they had all run off and scattered.
Which one? The one that you
completely
whiffed the shot?
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Oh, you're talking about Amanda's where she dead addicted?
Where she smoked that one. And so I was like,
where Amanda taught you how to shoot your own gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, it's a different one. That was the other one. The lookalike.
In his defense, we pulled one out when Landon missed completely. We pulled that one out of the safe, so it's been knocked around a few times.
Yeah, but no. So whenever the dust had settled and all the hogs were down, and I still had a shell left. I pulled back over and then shot the one that was kicking. And you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
That was probably the funniest one. Because it was a good 5 or 6 seconds later.
We were done.
Yeah.
We were waiting for Big Mama, or Big Daddy, I guess technically. It wasn't a mama. It was definitely a daddy. Waiting to make sure he didn't get up pissed off. Because he was still kicking, trying to get up at that point. So I'm watching him. I have my knife out. I'm like, okay, the only thing I can really do is go up and stab him straight through the ear. Yeah. If he tries to really get up.
And
like what
he's done with it. Yeah.
And I'm watching him intently. And then all of a sudden, I'm right here. Landon's right here. Landon swings over and just shoots. So essentially, it's like right in front of my face. I'm saying it right in front of my face. He's 5-6 foot away from me.
Yeah.
But it shoots right in front of my face, and I about shit. It scared the absolute shit out of me. I didn't realize it. In my head, I had 3 shots, so that's what I was thinking. Landon did not.
I did not. I still had an extra. And I didn't think of it. Like, at the time, it was just like, all right, made sure everybody else was gone. Like, nothing else was going down. All right, cool, swing back and let it. And I didn't think anything of it. I was still in the moment. But, like, after I did it, I was like, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, and just so everybody knows, a completely safe shot. I don't think I could have got in front of the barrel if I wanted to on the shot.
Not at all.
But when you're not paying attention to it, it feels like it's right in front of your face because that percussion hits you right in the forehead, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
It was just so funny because it was like, well, just like we were waiting on her to shoot.
Yeah,
it felt like that last couple of seconds after everything had cleared was a minute and a half.
Yeah,
and I was like, like that's why I apologized afterwards. I was like, I swung over and I was like, all right, finish it off, and I shot, and I was like, God, that was like 3 minutes later. I was just, hey, let's just shoot this last shell.
And then you made fun of me because I brought my big good skinning knife, and you're like, hey, kill that piglet for me.
Yeah, finish that thing off. I don't know what the hell happened there.
I stab him right through the neck, not thinking anything of it. Just, I'm going to stab him right here, right behind the ear, pop it through there, kill him. I did. Everything I wanted to do, I did. And Landon goes back over there. He's like, good God, how'd you have to cut his whole neck off? Like, this hole was like this big around. He was like, what'd you do? I was like, well, my knife's too sharp, and I went straight through him, and my gut hook got caught up. It was just, I had to pretty much swing that thing off of my knife. I didn't think it through.
Oh, God.
It worked out great for the big ass one.
Yeah, no, it was perfect.
A little bit too big for the piglet. Especially with how, I guarantee we could have got that piglet's head off in about 30 seconds if I wouldn't have been grinding that bone on that fucking big one.
Oh, yeah.
The hog Amanda got's a big
That was
bitch.
a big bitch.
Tusks
and everything.
How much you put that at weight-wise?
Dude, I tried to cut me in half with the rope whenever we went to pull it.
That is true.
I don't know, man.
I tried to pull this thing, and I'm not a weak person, and my feet were just sliding in the mud. Landon tried to pull it by himself. Nothing as well.
Nothing.
So we're like, fuck it. I always carry paracord with me just because that's...
Everybody needs to. If you don't have it, you obviously don't care to survive after shit goes south.
If anything goes south, I can make...
bow drills, everything.
I can make almost anything I can think of if I have paracord. Because all I need at most part is what's already provided by the wilderness and paracord, and I can make shelter, I can make chairs, I can make fire, I can make fishing poles. I mean, if people don't know, if you take paracord and cut the outer layer off, it's a lot of little strings in there.
Yep.
You can pull that out and make fucking fishing string out of it. You can end up making fish traps. You can make small game traps, anything with paracord.
Yep.
I say it's very fucking simple. It's not simple. You're going to fail a lot of times doing it, but you can succeed and make it happen with paracord. So I always have it with me. I have 5,000 foot that I keep with me at all times. Well, until it runs out, then I buy another 5,000 foot. Yeah. You get what I'm saying, though.
4,060 feet now.
Yeah. But I pulled that paracord out, and I was like, Landon, just wrap it around your chest, or wrap it around your waist. I'll wrap it around my waist, and we'll just start walking. Both of us have to be able to pull this thing. I take about 2 steps, and Landon's like, whoa, motherfucker, stop. And I was like, what's your deal? He's like, I'm going to get split in half before this motherfucker moves. And I look back, we hadn't even flipped this hog over, and Landon has like a red line around his stomach.
It tightened down on me. It just is. It was like I was put in a vice. Just
let's say rocking a hard place made over.
Split in half. It was crazy. I was like, Jesus, let me go.
I'm about to say, I tied it to my truck, and we were in mud. Like, don't get it twisted. We were in mud, but my tires like had to bite a few times before it ever started pulling. I guarantee that thing was close to 3.
250 plus,
Yeah.
easy.
But say that thing was all there.
Yeah.
It was, and for her first hog,
Oh yeah.
that's a monster of a fucking first hog.
I mean, he had cutters on him and everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he had. They're not huge, but he has cutters. I mean,
they're there.
100%. Whenever we get the Euro mount, as long as we don't fuck it up and knock them off, or they eat off with the peroxide or anything, he will have cutters on him.
Hell yeah. That's
Like, it's going to be dope.
That'll be cool.
But say we're letting it set right now. I put it out and buried it up so maggots could carry it, like get it going.
Yeah.
Then I picked it up and I have it on top of a building right now. Maggots all inside of the nose, eating it all out. All the hair's already gone from the maggots with the rain here lately.
Hell yeah.
All I'm waiting for now is to hopefully they get a lot of the skin off.
Yeah.
And some of the meat. And then I'm going to go through, I'm going to boil it up, take my fillet knife, go against the bone and try to just scrape
Clean
all
it
of that
off.
shit off. And then I'll pop that thing back in a boiler with some Dawn dish soap, pull it out,
Go to town.
power wash that bitch off, put 2 bottles of peroxide in there, throw that bitch back in there, let it boil for another 30, 45 minutes, pull it out, let it set. It'll be fucking white. It'll be purty.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to see it.
See, I'm excited.
I haven't ever done my own. All these are done by.
Bought and paid for.
Hell yeah.
See that one right there?
Yeah.
If it works out and you like the way it looks, we could redo that one.
And make it more white.
We could widen it up, yeah.
That would be sick.
Because
I like that.
the Dawn dish soap cleans it, pulls all the oils out, and then you put in there with that peroxide. Peroxide does just like it does for your hair.
Yeah.
It's just going to rip all that stain out. But I've researched it enough on the antlers that saran wrap it, tape it up, do it. If you have any white spots on the bottom pieces, you can get brown wood
Just
stain
brown, yeah.
and just dap it on there with a fucking Q-tip.
That's what that one is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I say it shit works.
I mean, he was a chocolate horned deer already, but because he disappeared into a creek for a year and a half, he needed some stain by the time it was all said and done. So he looked about like that, but it is a little darker.
I'm about to say you'll never notice.
Yeah, you can't tell.
I'm about to say I've watched so many videos on that because I've always been scared to do my own deer if they have a big rack.
Yeah,
because the last thing you want to do is fuck something up.
Yeah, you don't. That's me.
Yeah, like coyotes, hogs, those don't bother me. They're gonna get a little brittle in the like.
Yeah,
but you don't really want to start power washing and shit like that until you have a little bit of time to regulate the heat, like cool down a little bit. You don't want to get too cold because then the meat ain't gonna fucking fillet off. Yeah, but you can't really fuck those up unless you break the bone or the teeth or something like that off.
Exactly.
Deer's always scared me a little bit just because I don't want to be like, yeah, I can, and then not lie, but then I fuck up the horns or something.
You mess the horns up, and then you got a whole deal.
Yeah, and that's the main thing that people care about for the most part. I mean, it's not. I mean, the skulls are cool, but they don't really care about the skull as much as the horns. They want to show off the rack.
You got to have the rack.
Yeah. So, well, hell, we're a minute and 28 seconds in.
Yeah, well,
we still have an hour and 29 minutes to go.
I feel like we've said that once before.
Dude, last time I looked up there, we were at 13 minutes. And I have no idea where the time went.
Dude, I think we talked about the shoot for a long time, but I loved it. It was great.
I hope so.
Huh?
I said, I hope so.
Well, you didn't like it?
No, because you talked. I like to hear my own voice.
Oh, well, fair enough. Maybe you need to talk some more.
Maybe you need to stop being such a pussy. So, again, Bauer, SilencerCo, I appreciate y'all having us out. Shout out. Y'all have anything y'all want to have destroyed, let your boys know. Everybody that listens, go look up Juicy Media on YouTube. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. Just check out some of his videos. Infotech. If y'all are looking for any kind of optics, go over there, check it out. If y'all go in, ask for Caleb Wells. He'll take care of you. Outside of that, you should have some, at least our first actual long-form YouTube video should be up in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 years. Sure.
Come on, bro.
Oh, come on.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna work real hard. If it's anything like what we just did, editing
It'll be up
the
tomorrow.
punchline, then we may be in good shape. But
About to say, be looking for it in the next couple of weeks. We should have it up by then.
yeah.
Landon gives himself shit, but he always figures it out. But outside of that, I'll catch y'all next time.
Take care, guys.